Hello everyone, it's Karen. I'm back with messages. I got the words, or maybe it's the song Don't Be Cruel by Elvis Presley. I got Logical by Supertramp, but it's the lyrics for that song. It's like really heavy, like really the lyrics of the song, the Logical song by Supertramp. And I was getting a blue light form and a green form, which was indicating love the awareness. I again got that message, and it was so clear. It was again tonight. A man calling out the name Isabella. I got Start Me Up by the Rolling Stones. So I'm guessing maybe the song. Again, who knows? I don't know how these messages come out to you guys, but whatever. I'm not going to judge, but it's overplayed, but it's cute. I love it, and it's got a good beat. I got a picture that I want to show you. So I was down at the beach today, and I saw birds flying off, and at first I saw a few flying in three, and then just like quickly right after I saw the two. And then, because you know how sometimes you see birds flying in a V formation and they're aerodynamic and they can just whoosh, ride those airwaves, da-da-da. And it got me thinking about the fives, the Five of Cups in particular. So here, I'll show you what Five of Cups looks like. It looks like 4. You know what that one looks like, right? It's always somebody being like sad and looking at the shitty stuff that went wrong, but not really say, oh, looking over there and going, oh wait, I have one thing or two things to be happy about or whatever, right? So I was thinking about when I saw these birds flying, that they weren't like, doing that all in a row, coming in a line or forming the line or whatever. But I still noticed, that there was groupings of them. But it was cool also because I felt like, I've seen the birds leaving for the winter and stuff, and I felt like this group was coming back. That's another story, I guess. But the cool part was I was thinking about that Five of Cups, say, looking at this group in comparison to this group. And, those ones might be on their flight. Well, maybe these ones are off to mate, or I don't know what fucking birds do. You know what I mean? Like, go get a family and get a nest and whatever they got to do. Because I was also thinking, as I was looking at that out at the beach, I was thinking about cells. And, like it's got to be the one, and it's got to separate itself into two, and then those divided into, so there is division, like, again, I'm not promoting division, I'm always promoting togetherness, but like, say, growth. So for somebody out there, maybe all of us, when we look at that Five of Cups, don't necessarily think about the idea of what that image is showing, but maybe perhaps just say, oh, okay, well, maybe I'm dividing off as a whole group and doing my own thing, and there's somebody who's like-minded, or other people, or some support or something, that I'm going off into another direction. So for some of you out there who were doing that Five of Cups, there's some messages there for you. I got the vibration of feeling, but like, ooh, yeah, the vibration of feeling, the vibration of the frequency, like that feeling, right? It's not thoughts. Thoughts don't carry the same vibe as the feeling, right? when you are looking at babies or infants, before they're even able to speak a language or all that stuff, they communicate. But it's different, right? And so that's how we were before we were taught or received information, from various sources around. But that's when they communicate with their emotions. They're not communicating with speech. They're not saying, hey, pass the pepper, They're like, wah, or like laughing or whatever, and that's how we used to be. And not to say that, you have to be like a baby, but it's when you're waking up and relearning who you are, it's like you're kind of like going back to your like inner child or something, and just like, yeah, this is what I want, this is what I'm doing, this is my life. And it's like a rebirth of sorts, I guess. Also, I was noticing, okay, so they communicate with their emotions. It's not they're talking and communicating to you or whatever, right? So they communicate by action. I think telepathy and sound, this is all normal stuff, like, oh yeah, body language, facial expression, telepathy, more than likely, like, say through the mother, and sound, they make noises or hear noises or like replicate noises or, so that came in, and it was cool because, say if we look back at our origins, it really shows us like, oh, okay, yeah, like, who am I? Like it really does that thing of like, all this stuff has been shown and presented and bombarded. Now, I also got Aquarius, and then I got everything related to Aquarius that came to mind was the Star card, the North Star, healing, the promise of a new day to your highest and best. The promise of a new day to your highest and best. Yeah. I got the song Point of View. It's by DB Boulevard, but I kept getting E.G. Daily, and I realized that was a musical artist in the, I don't know, maybe 90s or something, but like, so that might be somebody for that. E.G. Daily could mean even example daily. It could be, I don't know, whatever. Example on a daily basis. I don't know, whatever that synchronicity is for someone out there. But Point of View, DB Boulevard, E.G. Daily. I got the specific words from some rap song. Take that and rewind it back. And then it really stuck out to me, the word re. That's going to be a whole other video. Well, maybe I'll have it in the same video. I don't know. Maybe I won't even pull cards. So I got the song, or sorry, not the song, but the words or lyrics or something that take that, rewind it back. And then I got an inspiration. I was just like, oh my gosh, I got so much stuff. I'm like, da da da. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't even listened to, a friend sent me a mix. So I wanted to shout out the Sly Virus, aka Sesha Yamashita. He's a West Coaster, and I'm sure if you look up his name, you could see what his services are, but that might even be a synchronicity to somebody, Sly Virus. And then I got the Billie Jean intro, but like not even the whole song, but it's that that whole layering of that, but like just that intro, heavily, that lead up to it. And then I got the song Twist and Shout by the Beatles. So I went and I looked on YouTube, and I was like, I'm going to look at those black and white videos because, you know, those are cool to see the crowds. And I always, this is funny, this is a funny little story. I always never knew, like, well, why did those chicks back in the 50s go fainting all over the place? Like, say if chicks went to a show now, they're not going to, like, probably faint in the masses like that. I'm like, what the, like, I could never really understand that. And then, because that Elvis song had come up and had been on my mind, I thought, oh yeah, I was thinking about Elvis. And I was thinking about the Beatles. And then what really came to mind was, I guess the stage or theatrics of it all brought the 2D into the 3D. And it was like, oh, thoughts or imaginations or something you just might see on a movie screen was like, oh yeah, right in your face, being like, hey, or whatever, right? And so I'm now supposing, I guess, those girls were like possibly fantasizing about them singing right to them and being like all in love. I don't know. But it's cool because I was thinking about, oh wait, that's so cool. How they brought 2D more into 3D was a lot of stage performance and bringing it live, right? So it was a cool thought. It was a cool thought and a correlation. But also I was thinking about 4, because the Beatles had 4 members. And I feel like, like when you saw Elvis, I'm sure he had an accompaniment of musicians behind him. Or if there was a movie. But even in the movie, you don't even know who the chick is because it's all about Elvis. You know what I mean? Like, so it was the one where, like, the thing to focus on. And then I think, actually, in a weird way, like, the Beatles with the number of 4 band or instruments in a band, and I feel like lots of those bands had 4. It promoted that rock and roll vibe or whatever. Yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna leave it at that. I was super excited tonight while we were talking about Aquarius. Yeah, let's get back to Aquarius. I just had a grandson born tonight. An Aquarius baby. So shout out to Aquarius babies tonight. Woo! Okay, great. Talk to you later.